Christopher Wilkinson, and I am the translator of the Vajrasattva Mahatantra, and I've been reading it, and today will be our last session. We're on chapter 58, which begins on page 417. Explaining the early and latter tantras. Then again, the community that was a great gathering addressed the holy Sattva Vajra with these words: You are the true master of all the secrets, the spirit of the bodies, speech, and minds of all the Buddhas, our protectors. What is the purpose for a tantra? What is a so-called root? What is it to be ladder? What do we do with the so-called secret? What are the symbols for it? Please explain what this means. That is what he asked. Then the Blessed One, the Lord of Secrets, Vajrapani, gave instruction to the community in the audience with these words. In the uncontrived heart of the Vajra body, speech, and mind of all the Tathagatas of the past, present, and future, the wisdom that is of one taste arises by itself in unborn space as a spirit that lives forever. In our effort to teach the essence of this, a genuine ocean of blessings and wisdom is transmitted to oceans of victorious ones. They transmit the true meaning of this secret to innumerable fortunate ones, who are the children of the victorious ones. This spirit of supreme samadhi and awareness, then, by the blessings of their compassion, the bodies, speech, and minds of the victorious ones of the three times will actually manifest in words and letters. In their efforts to liberate samsara for people who are pure in their own spirits into their hearts, there is the oral lineage, that is the magical words of the oral lineage. When something is transmitted to someone for something, we say that it is called a tantra. The heart of the purpose that we must talk about for all of the dharmas with none excepted, and for the vehicles that transmit the word with none excepted, is actually the uncontrived great perfection. The rewards for working towards success that employ vehicles as methods, however many there may be, and with no exceptions, are that the appearances of a body, speech, and mind, however many they may be, are brought together into an essence, which is the uncontrived body of the Dharma. However many there may be, the Buddhas and sentient beings, all the piles of the teachings, and the outer and inner vessel and its contents, their root is actually the Vajra of our own minds. The Tantra on the great circle of thusness, that is the great perfection, and the Tantra on the ocean of the teachings on the 9 spaces, they spread out everywhere, so they are roots. They are connected with all of our branch understandings. By understanding the meaning of one thing, we understand the meaning of everything. As an analogy, this is like a body and its limbs. Because of this, it is called a root tantra. It is because we are teachers of something that there is meaning to our speech. We actually proclaim this to our audience at the beginning. In the future, A man who is a regent of the victorious ones will speak on this secret that is difficult to understand. They will believe that this is the latter part of the Tantra. Topics that were difficult to understand in the earlier are understood later on. So this is the latter. Because there were things that were asked subsequently by the common community of the audience that had gathered to the regent of the victorious ones, who was the substance of the audience, it is the latter. In the past, there was nirvana. Later on, we speak about samsara itself. In the past, our true natures were hidden. Later on, we make them clear. So this is described as being the latter. As for the great secret of all the Buddhas, it is the heart of all the Dharmas. It is difficult for anyone to understand, but I have spoken something that is actually secret. As for the great Tantra on the bodies, speech, and minds of all the victorious ones of the three times, it is the heart that teaches the great perfection. This does not turn out to be an objective for the mean. Vajradhara is a very pure Buddha and is our own secret intent, hidden in 9 darknesses. He is the great bliss of our bodies, speech, and minds. None of the innumerable Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, who are as many as the atoms, with no exceptions, will understand or practice this contemplation. So we say that it is actually secret. The great perfection does not contrive anything. It has no beginning, ending, or middle. It is like the Vajra at the center of the sky. It is beyond being analyzed or practiced. All of the meanings of the symbols exemplify this. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, all of the vehicles that are taught, and the totality of the outer and inner vessel and contents of the apparent world are the self-originating great perfection. There are no exemplifying analogies that do not turn out to be symbolic. The Guru, our true self, and all our memories, ideas, and movements are also symbolic. One who becomes attached to symbols is actually ensnared by his own self. True symbols must be understood to be meaningful. Our true purpose is to be liberated without any work or search. As for the true nature of having no consciousness, we settle into the void without being distracted. External symbols are the many things that appear. Inner symbols are actually anything our awareness gives birth to. Our symbols actually melt into an uncontrived dominion. We settle into our true natures without seeking outside or inside. That is what he said. From the great Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky, this is chapter 58, explaining the early and latter Tantras. Chapter 59, page 423. Teachings that external spirits do not exist because we are one. Then again, the community of the audience that had gathered addressed the holy Sattva Vajra with these words: the treasure that is the secret of the bodies, speech, and minds of all the victorious ones of the three times is the great bliss that has no end or middle, the Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky. What is the meaning of great bliss? What are the special qualities of our methods, however many we may be? We are forever. How are we forever? Is there or is there not an earlier and later meaning? May the protector of us all, our great leaders, speak in certitude to the community who have gathered. So did he address him. Then the Tathagata, the Lord of Secrets, understood the intent of their question. Then he gave instruction with these words. Those who rely on meanings that shift will have forms that blaze and drip, desire to attain great bliss, but they will attain a bliss that has outflows. To dwell, arise, and be condensed into one, to hold, complicate, and throw off, to encompass and to remain for a long time, to lead and to take to the other side. Motion is said to be the karma of the wind. Those who cut through the motion will succeed in all the visions that they imagine. A taste of bliss will fill their bodies. They will shiver and faint and all the rest. When our awareness investigates any appropriate entity that may appear one-pointedly, our senses will turn back to the motion by themselves, and a great bliss will ripen in our bodies. Once we are fully mature in our thinking and samadhi, we will join together with a goodness of with a goddess of wisdom. Then our own bodies will ripen into a great bliss. The bliss that appears gradually works to satisfy us. This is how we teach about methods. It is because all of the branches of our union, with no exceptions, began with engagement and cleansing our minds, that I am teaching the stages of the ritual. Our great bliss has no causes or conditions. It has no outflows. It is not compounded. Like the sky, it has no limits. It is actually great bliss. This self-originating and uncontrived great bliss may be worshipped for the special qualities of its vehicles for 100 eons, but we will not see any self-originating perfection. This being so, a student who does not fail to keep to the scriptures settles closely into a conception that a master who keeps to the measure is a Buddha. He gives up all conception of impropriety and uses his body and his precious luxuries as offerings to please all the Buddhas. Then, due to the nature of the a true knowledge for which there are no letters, with a nature that encompasses all things, goes over to the other side without seeking to. Because it cuts through the roots of everything, it must be understood to be like a razor. There may be teachings about entities, however many there may be, that come from the great kings who understand. But the knowledge that has no before or after is actually present in a self-originating crash of lightning. Our collection of movements, our memories, ideas, and obstructions, which have no beginning or end, all transform into visions that are filthless. Due to the wisdom that is based on methods, our true natures are, with no exceptions, a great bliss. A heart that is secret is filthless like the sky. If we do not understand that our hearts are self-evident, the innumerable teachings are cause for boredom. The Tantra on the ocean of individual teachings depends on transmission, awareness, real understanding, and many kinds of rituals. So we will achieve the reward of a vision that suits us personally, but we will not attain the self-evident reward in which everyone has a filthless origin. Everyone is perfected in a true awareness that the early and latter three times are indivisible. Buddhas and sentient beings are synchronous. There are no teachings about any early or later differences. Any difference of early or later in the bodies, speech, and minds of the victorious ones are not present. So the purpose for the ocean of teachings that they speak is of a shared time in which there is no early or later. The treasure of the awareness that brings us all together, with no one excluded, is an inconceivable ocean of secrets. It leaves positions behind. So we do not engage in any objectives. Once we understand it, we are carried into the void of what happens. This is the akanishta of our uncontrived awareness. A teacher of what is external and internal is actually a guru. At the moment they understand that this is inconceivable, the memories and ideas of the audience, the fortunate children of the victorious ones, will bring everything together into an awareness that they understand. When we teach, there is a root for our understanding. To enter the wind without being distracted is to be later. That is what he said. From the great Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky, this is chapter 59, teaching that external spirits do not exist because we are one. Chapter 60, page 429, teaching the enumeration of the titles. Then again, the community that was a great gathering addressed the holy Sattva Vajra with these words: the heart of the awareness that is a wheel of secrets for all the victorious ones of the three times totally cuts through exaggerations and depreciations. What is the enumeration of the names for our joining together with the end of the sky? O heroic protector, speak to me. So did he address him. The Tathagata, the Lord of Secrets, Vajrapani, gave instruction with these words: O great community who has gathered, listen well. All of the vehicles, however many there may be, and each and everything that is renowned to be a teaching, have appeared from out of our self-originating sentience. So there is nothing that does not turn out to be a name for this Tantra. The bodhicitta brings everyone together, no one excluded. It is the elixir at the heart of the highest summit of the teachings. The Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky is a storehouse for the treasure within our uncontrived awareness. It is a transmission of the meaning of the unwritten. It is a Tantra on the supreme awareness of the all-good. It is a secret that is present for us all. It is a tantra on the uncontrived and spontaneously perfected heart. The cuckoo is a treasure that teaches of the 9 spaces, however many there may be. Samsara and nirvana, with nothing accepted, and the special qualities of the vehicles are gathered into this. It is also the meaning of the 20,000 volumes on the 9 spaces. The Tantra, that is the root of our contractions and expansions, is the heart that brings us all together. It is not exemplified by any branches. In our effort to use root methods to exemplify this, we understand the meaning of this, and so we understand everything. Those with ordinary senses are imparted empowerments for vehicles that are contrived through doorways that are gradual. Then they gradually generate a taste for overwhelming experiences. With no exceptions, everything is stamped with the seal of the one taste. This is the highest summit of all the vehicles. It does not turn out to be a concern for everyone. This is why the contemplations of the past, future, and present are gathered into a single point. We call the heart of our purpose an elixir. Self-originating wisdom has no middle or end. The mandala that brings forth all things is beyond any seal. Using this method, there are no extremes or middles. I teach that our hearts are self-evident and spontaneously perfected. In this bodhicitta, which is a self-originating understanding, there are no extremes or middles. So the tantra that is equal to the end of the sky is an ornament for the heart of great bliss. In the apparent world, it is a treasure for the awareness that brings everything together, leaving nothing out. In a heart of self-originating clear light, we have no fears about negations or proofs, about any hopes or worries. This is a heart that brings us all together. Nature for the unwise is a fantasy. The wise understand that we have no personal continuums. Uncontrived knowledge is inconceivable. The time in which we understand is when we open the door to the treasure of secrets for everyone. We go to the other side without being attached to any path of practice. Our greatness is self-originating. Our river is not dammed. This heart, which is actually our self-originating sentience, is present in the space of the emptiness of the sky. This is beyond symbols, conventionalities, words, and letters. Its true nature is to be unwritten. For those who depend on letters and symbols, the Tantra on the absence of any letters for the apparent world, which resembles the dominion of the empty sky, is made to appear in the immediate present. However we may look at this mirror for an uncontrived heart, it is totally good. The practice of contemplation, which is an understanding of the all-good, is not a field of practice for those who keep to the families of the mean. This self-originating and unchanging total goodness is clearly a magnificent method, so it is all good. Everything is encompassed by our uncontrived awareness. It is the best of all the victorious ones of the 3 times. As for the self-originating bodhicitta, like the end of the sky, it encompasses everything. But when we do not live as one with our methods, there are some who lose their methods, and no matter how they search, they do not find them. Our secret is to use stages in our method so that this will be a great Tantra that actually teaches something. Once we use methods to cut through the hopes and fears in our self-originating and spontaneously perfected hearts, we are beyond all negations, proofs, cravings, and strife. But like sunlight and jewels in the ocean, our purpose is spontaneously perfected without our seeking it. We are like the sky. We have no impediments. We do not depend on conditions or unions. This is called a tantra that uses our experience of awareness. It is actually the essence of all the victorious ones. The ocean of the teachings is a space for our minds. We work to cut through our cravings for fantasies, and we work so that our disciples may give birth to joy. As for the true sentience that we have determined to be uncontrived, it does not harbor any positions or preferences, any acceptance or rejection. We are teaching this because it has no extremes or middles. So it is the Tantra on the view that has no extremes or middles. When we understand the meaning of uncontrived clear light, we seem to be turning a wheel of weapons through the mandala of the endless sky. This is actually the practice of having no hopes or fears. The Tantra on the practice that we do not accept or reject is the infinite palace where the apparent world is not contrived. The ornaments of our uncontrived bodies, speech, and minds have meanings that the three bodies understand. Everything is actually a magnificent mandala. This is a teacher for us all. So the Tantra that ornaments the mandala that is no joke is taught by the king, who is a mighty lord of good fortune, as the essential empowerment of the apparent world to the heart children of the victorious ones who have good fortune. Children of the victorious ones who attain empowerment do not turn back. The root of our method is the imparting of an empowerment. For this reason, this is called the Tantra on the empowerment of the universal vase. When a yogin who has a fortunate man, when a yogin who is a fortunate man enters into the heart of the genuine meaning, we plant the four higher samaya that are not contrived, and so that he may understand the samaya that are not contrived, all of the samaya are gathered into this. They arise and are a heart of joy. So this is the royal tantra on samaya that are not transgressed. We illuminate the good work of an uncontrived heart methodically, so we have no interruptions. There are no good works that we would crave to seek out or work on. Not seeking is actually the good work of our awareness. We are working for understanding and teaching. So this is called the Tantra on effortless good works. As for the yoga of uncontrived perfection, in the self-originating great perfection, our levels and paths have no stages. When we understand, we surmount the levels in a single moment. Like the sky, we have no ending. So this is the Tantra that teaches the supreme pathway that we do not travel. When uncontrived wisdom dawns in the self-originating and positionless sky, our conditions, obstructions, memories, and ideas are like the water and the water bubbles in the ocean. Everything is clear in our actual wisdom. This teaches clearly that there are no obstructions to our self-originating hearts. So this is the Tantra that elucidates self-originating wisdom. Like the ornaments of Takshaka, our greater virtues, however many there may be, are self-evidently blessings that take no position. So this is called the Tantra on spontaneously realized rewards. As for the root of all the teachings of the word, it is the Tantra for the mind on the self-originating great perfection. All of these teachings, however many there may be, emanate out of this and converge into it. That is what he said. From the great Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky, this is chapter 60, teaching the enumeration of the titles. Chapter 61, page 437. Then again, the community that had gathered addressed Sattva Vajra with these words: An uncontrived and self-originating wisdom is actually the true nature of us all, none excepted. And there are no differences to our stages. But things appear to us according to the special qualities of the force of our senses. Speak to me on the differences in the stages of our understanding and not understanding the real meaning. So did he address him. Then the Tathagata, the Lord of Secrets, gave instruction with these words: Self-originating clear light has no end or middle. Everything is the uncontrived bodhicitta. We are spread out through the space of the filthless sky. There are no dharmas that are to be carefully divided. With no exceptions, the teachings are self-evident. Our awareness is well known for being symbolized by a wheel. A self-originating teaching is an elixir for the heart. The special qualities of our natures blaze in light. As an analogy, we are like sunlight and jewels. There are no objects that do not have senses. Yogins who have no fortune and are cut off from their families will not find this, no matter how they may search. For no matter how they may look, they will not see it. Being without any visualizations, we are beyond being objects for the sky. As self-originating hearts, we do not stay anywhere. There may be infinite things that we understand or do not understand, but the experience of our hearts, these things do not exist. The true nature of this teaching on the heart of us all is actually a magnificent clear light. The space for a great bliss that is uncontrived, the space for the great bliss of our own minds, and the dominion of the sky in which our own minds have no position, these are essentially present without reaching any end. The dominion that is the great purpose of all the victorious ones is a space for a treasure of uncontrived jewels. The heart is a spontaneously realized jewel. We use the magical key of jewels to completely turn back our ordinary cravings. We are completely liberated from the conceptions that are our own fantasies. We enter into the wheel of self-evident awareness. We speak out an ocean of teachings without a sound. We open up, liberate, and surely release. We actually enter into the path of secrets. We totally cut through the dualistic grasping of hope and fear. Causes and results we turn back from the start. To have no bondage or liberation is the pathway of freedom. A light that grows appears to us without having any position. Our own minds rise up from the space of the mandala. The taste of sentience is a self-originating circle. Freedom from symbols is an experience for a mind that is level. We are spinning in the wheel of our own awareness. Praise and blame are cut off naturally. Everything is a dominion of great bliss. Clear light is beyond any cause. We do not engage gradually. The true nature of our understanding at first is that we live like an ocean that holds water. We clearly understand our own characteristics. We live as if we were savoring the experience of an elixir of grains. In the end, we seem to be studying about value. Our self-originating virtues are spontaneously realized. If we understand self-origination and get its meaning without any seeking through samsara, our level will be Buddhahood. Those who have lost any purpose for great bliss enter onto pathways with many kinds of signs. They are ensnared in the knot of their own cravings for a heart that is effortless and is spontaneously realized. They seek in others for a reward that comes from themselves. How will deer that are tortured by optical illusions meet up with the things that they desire? Those who hunt for the end of the sky do not find it. This seems to be the nature of the foolish. Those who desire to seek, work toward, and attain Buddhahood are unwise by nature in the same way. It is the same for those who are mean by fortune, for whom ambrosia is by nature sorrow. Those who are not fit recipients study about cutting off their natural families, which becomes the cause of their own sorrow. How will the mean understand anything from the knowledge of the holy ones? Once they depend on methods that are contrived, they have to penetrate the path of their own natural state. Light blazes in a precious gem. It does not turn out to be an object for everyone. This is the secret heart of the holy ones. When it blazes in someone's heart, that fortunate one will be a mighty lord of yogins. Our bodies, speech, and minds are protected in this dominion. This is a praise for methods that descend on unfortunate yogins who are mean. That is what he said. From the great Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky, this is chapter 61, teaching the way to plant the instructions. Chapter 62, page 443. Explaining the differences in people. Then again, that community that was a great gathering addressed the holy Sattva Vajra with these words: You are the master of the self-originating needs of all the victorious ones of the three times. As people have intellectual differences, we need to teach them teachings that are appropriate. Please explain the differences in masters and students gradually and without confusion. So did he address him. Then again, the holy Sattva Vajra gave instruction with these words. First, even though a guru is outside us, he must be investigated systematically. His nature is good. He is not fraudulent or deceitful. He is honest and lives sincerely. His methods are great. His family is good. He is subdued. His avarice is small. His loving attitude is great. This is an investigation of his nature. His charisma and blessings are great. He trains living beings. He gathers the holy dharmas. He brings many together. He listens to our conversations. This is an investigation of his merit. One who turns out to be from a family of the holy, and who keeps to the measure of what turns out to be holy, these are natural for a holy one, for the family of the holy ones must be holy. This is an external guru. One whose nature is not in keeping with these things is not skilled in any methods that are holy. He falls under the power of reverted views and practices. He is bound in the irons of mean views and practices. He clings to himself and craves for some essence to his reversions. He opens the doorway to the many roads to the abyss. He uses reverted words and a spoon to make us lose our eye of knowledge. He is not able to be happy, even for himself. How will he free anyone else? We make an investigation of these things naturally. So people who wish to be holy do not meet up with them even in their dreams. What need we say about depending on them as holy ones? The most precious and great treasure of the heart that descends in the stages of the three kinds of holiness uses a vision from our self-originating hearts to blaze as hearts of great bliss. We enter into the heart of the secrets, our object and all of the elements, our three doors and all of our memories and ideas, as many as there may be. Everything that appears and resounds, with no exceptions, is visible in the face of a guru who actually teaches that great bliss is self-originating. Everything is spread out in the space of the self-originating bodhicitta, which has no position or preference. Reality turns out to be our natural condition. We cut through the cavernous space of our deviations and obstructions. Once our visions have reached their end within our own minds turn out to be a teaching that leaves positions behind. Our own minds are most precious and are spontaneously realized. We do not leave gurus that are excellent. For so long as our playfulness is self-evident, there will be the mudras of our bodies, speech, and minds. Because it is a virtue that cuts through hopes and fears, our greater virtue is to abide in majesty. If it happens that we lose two gurus, we may follow the trails of signs and symbols as the form of our external guru, but we will lose the supreme path of great bliss. The nature of a Vajra student is also that he is respectful, subdued, and is most compassionate. His avarice, attachment, and pride are small. These are the signs of a natural holiness. Out of faith, we do not separate through the three times. When a holy one sees himself that he is holy, his family, possessions, and path of practice may turn out to be mean, but he is a holy one. When we hold students who are not holy to be holy, and we teach them, they and the teacher of the ambrosial Aro lineage will both fall onto the Vajra needle. At first, the three doors that we understand with our faith cut through the river of memories and ideas about our earlier one-pointed contemplation, so that the propulsion of our awareness is actually first. It is because someone experiences this clearly that he is a student. He will take external and internal entities with no exceptions to be the share of the Vajradhara. The river of water that is our self-originating wisdom is pure. We teach that our minds are to be engaged in it. There are students who have an awareness that is attached to the meanings of the symbols. For those who lose the meaning of the symbols for our minds, the blessings of a guru are supreme. In this way, when we liberate the meanings from the symbols, our conceptions of hope and fear will be exhausted. The student will actually succeed at being a guru. With no exceptions, there will gradually be no difference of higher and lower between a master and a student. They will succeed in actually being Vajradharas. That is what he said. From the great Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky, this is chapter 62, explaining the differences in people. Chapter 63, page 449. Taking in the Tantra. Then again, the community that was the audience of self-evident awareness, that community that was a great gathering, addressed the holy Sattva Vajra with these words: You are the true nature of the bodies, speech, and minds of all the Buddhas of the three times. Please explain the true virtues there are in teaching, copying, reading, retaining, understanding, and meditating on the Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky, and the benefits and problems that there are when we do not revere it. So did he address him. Then again that holy Sattva Vajra gave instruction with these words: The most precious treasure of all the Buddhas is the actual emergence of their bodies, speech, and minds. The Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky is a Tantra that brings together everything from the one taste of our bodies, speech, and minds through the past, future, and present into one. A person who holds the most precious Aro lineage will be a fortunate holy one, a great king, and he will teach an explanation that is unmistaken and sure. He will apply this to a true contemplation of Buddhahood. This is explained to be a teaching of the Buddhas. When we teach it and expound on it, we will be liberated. This is actually an essence that brings together everything, including the 7 kinds of precious things. For this is the nature of all the victorious ones. It is actually our own bodies, speech, and minds that we are writing about. This being so, The greater virtues of the writings of all the victorious ones are inconceivable. This Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky is an uncontrived word of sure intent that speaks of the bodies, speech, and minds of all the victorious ones, however many they may be. Its speech is the sound of all the oceans. When we hear it, it completely overcomes our obstructions. Just by reading it, we actually become Buddhas. It is the secret of all the victorious ones. Just by reading it, we will succeed. This is the true nature of all the Buddhas. The true purpose for its explanation and of the book is within the mandala of our unmistaken awareness. When we remember it, it is actually a purpose we have received. To the extent that we touch on the end of the sky, we will thereby be higher. One who brilliantly copies this secret tantra on media of great price, silk, cotton, the bark of birch trees, and all the rest, will be well seated on a jeweled throne. Once we are respectfully worshipped and are brilliantly taken in, when we work to retain this, using contemplations on delight in our thoughts, for so long as they are present, we will be taken in among all the Buddhas. The unsurpassed pathway of total liberation is a transmission of the contemplations of all the Buddhas. This elixir is the intent of our uncontrived secret. One who understands it will cut through praise and blame and will find certainty, and he will let out his breath. To do this, he awakens his audience as if from a dream. In our hearts we grow like the light from the sky. Our contemplation spreads out like the space of the ocean. We realize our rewards as if they were a precious light. Once we understand what it means to have an uncontrived heart, we unite in accord with the measure of our own experience. The one who is meditating on having no interruptions does not have any meditation or practice. As for the meditation in which we abide without distraction, it is the all-good Vajrasattva. It is the true nature of all the Buddhas. Non-meditation is a mind that is not distracted. Non-settling is a space for the contemplations of the victorious ones. Non-contrivance is the mind of clear light that has no symbol. To have no grasping for extremes or middles is the path of the middle way. It is the essence of all Buddhahood. This is a treasure of the secrets of all the victorious ones. It is a tantra on the intent of our uncontrived hearts. It is a magical word of Vajra awareness. This is the jewel at the heart of the Aral lineage. There will be those who do not have the magical words of the Aral lineage, who use the power of their cravings for reversions that they determined by themselves to teach and explain this. They will prosper, but they will surely fall. Due to the power of their cravings for things that are reverted, they will be overwhelmed by a mountain of positions. Those who lay blame on this great treasury of uncontrived secrets are the corrupters of the secrets. People who teach and profess this, and people who lay blame and do not revere it, will not have any lives for the interim, for they will fall upon the Vajra needle. But when they just remember, they will be reborn. Then, for the measure of their lifetimes, they will not be able to speak about anything. If they should become free, they will not meet up with or see the Upadesha instructions of the oral lineage, which are secret. For 80,000 great eons, they will be rejected by the secret vehicles. For these reasons, one who is a descendant of this ambrosia of secrets, a yogin who is a fortunate child of the victorious ones, who uses methods that are secret to touch on this, will be cured of his illnesses. However, one who teaches this to the unfortunate is acting like an enemy. He will be blamed, and he will be frightened and afraid. For these reasons, we must not teach even the name to yogins who are unfortunate and mean. The actual book is not to be shown them. This is a teaching of the greatest secret of the secrets. It is like a goldsmith from the tradition of Gulang fearlessly drinking milk. This is a field of practice for a few fortunate ones. It is not a field of practice for the unfortunate who are mean, due to the karma of being cut off from their families. In a cavity of blazing jewels, the seals are stamped in 7 stages. This is bequeathed to a single fortunate one whose family is sure. It is bound like an oath that is beyond life itself. As for its abode, put it in the rocks and water. That is what he said. From the great Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky, this is chapter 63, taking in the Tantra. Chapter 64, page 455. Praise and rejoicing. Then the community of many that had gathered as an audience praised the Blessed One, the Tathagata Vajrasattva, the Blessed One, the Lord of Secrets Vajrapani, and the great treasury of secrets, in a single voice, with these words: Emao, the great seal of all the Buddhas, is from the primordial unborn. The master of the sky teaches many things. With joined hands we bow to the body of the Buddha. Emaho, to the Vajra speech that works to teach an ocean of secrets that are meaningful speech, that is the unspoken heart of all the Buddhas. We bow. Emaho, the heart of the shining and self-originating wisdom of all the Buddhas is an uncontrived great bliss that is present like the sky. With joined hands we bow to the heart of great bliss. Emao, Supreme Master, holder of the treasure of the secrets of all the Buddhas, you work to overcome all those who are difficult to control. With hands joined, we bow to your body that is secret. Emao, you are a teacher of the uncontrived and secret purpose that uses symbols, contemplations, and the supreme speech of all the Buddhas. We join our hands to the speech that is secret. Emao, the secret. Emao, the heart of the sky is the great bliss of all the Buddhas. There are no ideas. It is like the vastness of the sky that has no position. We join our hands and bow to the heart of supreme awakening. Emao, the space of the magnificent ambrosia that is a treasury of the secrets of all the Buddhas, is a treasure for an awareness that brings everything together, leaving nothing out. The ocean of its wisdom is inconceivable. It is a treasury of secrets for all the Buddhas. It is a tantra on the jewel light that is a clear vision of all the dharmas, none excepted. We join our hands and bow to the treasury of secrets that joins us together with the end of the sky. So did they make praise. Then the realms of the world in the 10 directions that are equal to the dominion of the sky, in their brilliant diffusion, realms of the world that number the sands of the river Ganges, all the Buddhas who were equal to these minute atoms worked to exclaim in a single voice that is good, saying, "It is good, it is good." The Buddhas and their audiences, who were as many as the atoms, were liberated into the thusness of the earth, and they were happy. From the great Tantra that is equal to the end of the sky, this is chapter 64, Praise and Rejoice. The contemplation of the Tathagatas, of the past, future, and present, in the 10 directions and the 4 times, is that all dharmas are in essence the sky. The great tantra that is called uniting in our equality with the end of the sky is complete. The preceptor from India, Sri Singha, and the monk Vairochana translated and published this. The end.